Welcome to Fantasy Audiobook, Villain, From Scorpion Dragon to the Strongest Dragon Emperor. Chapter 31. Outside the Palace of Four Kings. The results of the discussions inside, the Scorpion Dragons outside, obviously didn't know. But with the arrival of the true Phoenix clan, undoubtedly, today's discussion has been raised to a more terrifying level. What's going on inside? Outside of the Palace of Four Kings, all the Exilong people are eagerly looking forward to the results inside. One side is the Four Kings of the Scorpion Dragon clan, the core dominates. On one side is the true Phoenix clan, the overlord leader. They can't imagine. In front of the Danyi Holy Land, there is a need for a statement, and there is an additional true Phoenix clan behind. Sudden visit, how severe the Scorpion Dragon clan will be suffered. Because of this, regarding the results of the deliberations in the Palace of the Four Kings, they couldn't help but care. Blame Su Lai. If it weren't for him to destroy the Zhang family, how could my Scorpion Dragon clan encounter such turbulence? What's the attitude of the true Phoenix? They are both monsters and beasts. As the Overlord, are they here to help me, the Scorpion Dragon? Immediately, someone from the Exilong tribe shook his head. Thinking too much, my Scorpion Dragon clan is the blood of the Ancient Dragon. The relationship between the Ancient Dragon and the true Phoenix clan has never been good. In my opinion, it is impossible to help my Scorpion Dragon clan. Maybe it is the powerful enemy that Su Lai commander provoked outside. Isn't that over? Suddenly, just outside the Scorpion Dragon tribe, they were terrified. An astonishing breath, in an instant, whizzed out from the Palace of the Four Kings. Boom! It is the Northern Scorpion Dragon King. At this moment, he actually broke out directly from the Palace of the King, and he was in the air. The breath of the Northern Scorpion Dragon King has also undergone tremendous changes, like the same giant dragon, with violent chi and blood, and an astonishing aura. That is, my bloodline warfare Dragon King's body. At this moment, many of the Scorpion Dragon tribe's eyes condensed, and the identity of the Northern Scorpion Dragon King was instantly recognized. Dragon King body. It's not a kind of physique, but a kind of strongest tactics among the Scorpion Dragon clan. And this kind of tactics, among the Scorpion Dragons, only those with the purest blood of the royal clan can be used. Even the 8 Scorpion Dragons commanded them, unable to use them. Therefore, all the Scorpion Dragon clan members looked at midair for the first time. The Northern King actually displayed this tactic. Many of the Scorpion Dragon clan outside the temple also looked at the void tremblingly. Is it going to go to war with the true Phoenix clan? However, when their gazes turned to the opposite side of the Northern Scorpion Dragon King, they saw that his opponents were not the venerables of the true Phoenix clan. Is it Su Lai in charge? What's the matter? The Northern King is going to lead a battle with Su Lai. The leader of the king's battle. War. The blood of the Scorpion Dragon royal family is surging in the body of the Northern Scorpion Dragon King. And once the power of that bloodline appeared, it blended perfectly with his cultivation base, obviously at the real 8th order venerable level. The Northern Scorpion Dragon King faintly looked at Su Lai, and said, "Summon your Dragon King body too." "I haven't cultivated yet," Su Lai said without hiding. At the beginning, his predecessor did not possess the blood of the Scorpion Dragon royal family, so he could not practice this tactic. As for Su Lai, it didn't take long for him to obtain the blood of the Scorpion Dragon royal family. As everyone knows, their conversation also made the Scorpion Dragon tribe outside the palace look bewildered. What does it mean to call out your Dragon King body? Why should Su Lai call? Obviously, there is only one explanation for Su Lai to make the Northern Scorpion Dragon King say this. Su Lai has royal blood. Wow! A group of Scorpion Dragons were shocked in an instant. They didn't expect Su Lai to awaken the royal blood. Above the void, the Northern Scorpion Dragon King ignored the gazes of his tribe. The gazes that looked at Su Lai were all weird. This guy, he didn't even cultivate the Dragon King's body, so he dared to fight him. Is it too stupid or too crazy? This is the case. Even Feng Shan'er below her pretty face changed slightly. As the first to know that Su Lai has the blood of the Scorpion Dragon royal family. Obviously he didn't know that Su Lai hadn't even cultivated the royal tactics of the Scorpion Dragon clan. Fight. Su Lai smiled indifferently, the starry eyes flickered. No one noticed. In Su Lai's eyes, a small silver flame moved suddenly in it. In that case, then don't blame this king for bullying you. The battle body like a dragon suddenly appeared, and the royal blood swept through, making the void solidify with poisonous gas. Scorpion dragons are born with poisonous attributes. After the Northern Scorpion King heard that Su Lai hadn't cultivated the Dragon King's body, not only did he not show any mercy, but he became even more cruel. Obviously, he was determined and wanted to give Su Lai the most painful blow as quickly as possible. The 8th tier king, fight with the 7th tier leader. It was shameful. For the Northern Scorpion Dragon King, there is nothing to be proud of winning. On the contrary, if he fights Su Lai in this battle, he is embarrassed. Su Lai did not hesitate either. A silver flame quietly emerged from his body, and under the flame, an ancient dragon phantom resembling a starry sky, looming. And at the moment when this silver flame appeared, the face of the Northern Scorpion Dragon King on the opposite side suddenly changed, because he discovered that the royal bloodline in his body was actually in a riot at this moment. The Northern Scorpion Dragon King stared at the silver flame, and a touch of shock gradually appeared in his eyes. Dao Huo, this guy has a kind of fire. Boom. The silver flame hovered all over Su Lai, and above the ancient dragon phantom behind it, gleamed with mysterious light. There is no doubt that, as soon as this flame appeared, it attracted all the Exilong people to stare at it. Even if they are far apart, they can still feel. In that silver flame, exudes an inexplicable sense of coercion. The majesty is aimed at them, the existence of the blood of the ancient dragon clan. Above the void, the silver flame spread, directly covering half of the void. With a terrible shock, even Feng Shan'er frowned. Even the two venerables of the true Phoenix clan cast a look of surprise. Obviously noticed, the silver flame is unusual. But the next moment, their original calm expression suddenly condensed, and then turned into a deep shock. Dao Huo, this kid is actually refining a kind of fire. Such luck is really enviable. Have to admit it. From the beginning, the two of them have never despised Su Lai. Even if they are from the true Phoenix clan, Su Lai is still relatively optimistic. In their opinion, someone with a personality like Su Lai, as long as he is given enough time. Thousands of years later, it won't even take that long, the latter will definitely surpass them and become the real hero of one party. But now, they finally realized that they still underestimated Su Lai. First awakened the blood of the Scorpion Dragon royal family, and then a mysterious Dao Huo, such a shocking good fortune, unexpectedly appeared in one person at the same time. Unimaginable. How terrible his future will be. Unfortunately, this son was not born in my true Phoenix clan, otherwise, I'm afraid I would be tempted to suggest to them that he should be cultivated as a holy son. This Scorpion Dragon tribe is in vain as one of the 9 royal clan, it really has eyes and no beads. Even such an enchanting evildoer, I can't grasp it, and I tried to hand it over and calm down the anger of Danyi Holy Land. Madness. ... When Feng Shan'er heard the words, she couldn't help being a little dumbfounded. To know, among their true Phoenix clan, these two are also absolute elders with real power. All these years, she had never seen anyone who could get such a comment from the two elders. Think about it. In Feng Shan'er's beautiful eyes, there were even more brilliance. Although it was calculated by Su Lai, he had no choice but to make an agreement with him to deal with Xiao Fan together. But these days, with more and more rumors about Su Lai, Feng Shan'er also valued Su Lai's ally more and more. However, when she heard the evaluation of Su Lai from the two powerful elders in the clan, I even felt more and more. Perhaps it was the wisest move in this life to choose Su Lai and form an alliance with Su Lai. Undoubtedly, compared with the true Phoenix clan's mentality to watch a show, the other 3 kings of the Exilong clan were not calm at this moment. Each other's eyes. They all stared closely at Su Lai's body, the silver flame, the shock in his eyes, it was hard to hide. Dao Huo, they didn't expect that Su Lai's body had such good fortune. They were still thinking before, why Su Lai purified the bloodline and awakened the bloodline of the Scorpion Dragon royal family. Now looking at the ancient dragon phantom behind Dao Huo, they finally understood. Since that fire can manifest the phantom of the ancient dragon, there is no doubt that it must be related to the dragon clan. After all, Su Lai's scorpion dragon bloodline is also a kind of side branch of the dragon clan, so it is justified to get good luck and awaken the royal bloodline. Certainly, if they knew that Su Lai was the bloodline of the first scorpion dragon royal family, and then refining the Dao Huo, I don't know how wonderful it would be. Silver Flame. Which kind of Dao Huo is this? On the Dao Huo list, I don't know where it ranks. Dao Huo. As the king of the scorpion dragon clan, it is not that they have never seen it before. But the silver flame in Su Lai's hand made them feel a little strange, even at the moment it appeared. The blood of the scorpion dragon royal family in their bodies. There was a slight shivering feeling. This kind of situation is what they have seen over the years. This fire must be related to my dragon clan. Regarding the trembling of the 3,000 starry sky dragon Yan, the 3 scorpion dragon kings understood that this was the fear of blood origin. And being able to make the scorpion dragon bloodline so jealous. Obviously, only their high-ranking overlord, the source of blood, is the Gulong clan. At this point, some clues can also be seen from the shadow of the ancient dragon behind Su Lai. I remember, there are only 3 of the 23 types of Dao Huo on the Dao Huo list, and the color is biased towards silver. One is the 9th ranked 3000 star dragon Yan. One is the 11th ranked meteorite bone fire. One is Qingming Thunder Ganyan, ranked 12th. I don't know if Su Lai's Taoism is one of these 3 types. Watching the battle, the 3 kings of the scorpion dragon clan pondered in his heart. Certainly, they couldn't completely determine whether Su Lai's silver Dao Huo was one of those 3. 3000 starry sky Long Yan, for countless years, only heard of its name, no one knows its appearance, no one has seen it, you can skip it without mentioning it. Also, this kind of fire is kept in Danyi Holy Land. Impossible to be refined by outsiders. And the meteoric bone fire can only be born when the sun and the moon alternate, the place where the stars fall, among the endless bones. This fire, the silver is white, and it is the fire of bones, completely different from Su Lai's ancient dragon phantom. In contrast, Qingming Lei Ganyan, ranked 12th, is more like a little bit instead. It is said that this fire is not only silver, but also 9 silver fire dragons can be seen in the ascendant, flying through the flames. But like the image, but it is clear that Su Lai's silver Dao Huo has only the phantom of the ancient dragon, and no 9 dragons flying. Moreover, Su Lai's silver flame is more like a mysterious. It's not the thunder and lightning fire like Qingming Lei Ganyan. Certainly, although Dao Huo Bang is more authoritative, there are countless strange things in this world. The origins of the 23 types are only the types of Dao Huo discovered temporarily. There are not only these 23 types. So, even the 3 kings of the Scorpion Dragon clan cannot be completely sure whether Su Lai's silver flame at this moment is one of these 3 kinds of different fires. Above the void, the northern Scorpion King raised his brows, holding back the trembling sensation of the Scorpion Dragon bloodline. Looking at Su Lai, the palpitations in the depths of his pupils could not be concealed, but he finally asked, "Which kind of fire are you?" To this, Su Lai's eyes are drooping, his expression is unwavering, and he calmly said, "Do you think I will tell you?" At such a juncture, it is impossible for anyone to take the initiative to expose his whole cards, and Su Lai is no exception. Not to mention, at this moment, it is also related to whether he can be the king and ascend to the position of dominance of the Scorpion Dragon clan. If you want to know, can't you just try it yourself? Su Lai smiled, then slowly raised his palm, and in his palm, there was a starry sky gathering silver light. At the same time, a kind of extremely terrifying dragon chanting fluctuations also radiated with that starry sky silver light. This moment, it seems that the blood of the entire Scorpion Dragon clan is suddenly rioting. Have to admit it, as soon as the silver flame appeared, the northern Scorpion Dragon King's heart felt a little uneasy. He could feel that his bloodline of the Scorpion Dragon royal family was faintly suppressed. But how can there be any reason to step back at this moment? War will fight. In the end, the northern Scorpion Dragon King gave a cold snort and chose to take the initiative to attack. As the king, he is also considered to have experienced many battles, what seen has not been seen. What's more, the strength in front of him is far weaker than his opponent, and even the bloodline warfare of the Scorpion Dragon royal family has not been cultivated. Under the absolute power gap, A battle between Tier 7 and Tier 8. The Northern Scorpion Dragon King admitted that no matter what methods Su Lai had, he couldn't compete with him. Although Dao Huo is strong, it depends on whose hands it is. The voice falls. I saw that the Northern Scorpion Dragon King slammed into the void, and the body of the Dragon King was like a real dragon god, frantically running the blood of the Scorpion Dragon royal family. In an instant, the terrifying blood, and the poisonous gas peculiar to the Scorpion Dragon clan attacked Su Lai violently. The bloodline demon power of extremely cathodic poison swept out, and even the void was frozen at this time. Su Lai looked up. Looking at the poisonous cloud that swept over, there was also a sneer passing by in the deep pupils. Why did he dare to fight higher and face the Scorpion Dragon King? After all, it is because of his mutant physique that he has achieved the dual attributes of poison and fire. Possessing Dao Huo is enough to restrain all poisonous attributes. Following the trajectory of the plot, Xiao Fan, the protagonist who first entered the realm of the gods, relied on the power of Dao Huo. Burned out his predecessor, the Sky Poison Dragon Beast. To know, one has just entered Tongshan, and a 7th order peak is about to hit the 8th, which is almost a big state. All were suppressed and killed by the protagonist Xiao Fan. Right now Su Lai's cultivation base is not as good as the Northern Scorpion Dragon King, but that's only because Su Lai can't hit the 8th rank. Do not forget, Su Lai's Dao Huo is the 3000 starry sky dragon flame, which could restrain the ancient dragon bloodline. Not to mention that Dao Huo has the effect of restraining the poison attribute. The Northern Scorpion Dragon King wanted to rely on the poison cloud of the 8th order and the Dragon King's body to suppress him. It was simply a dream. Condensing the poisonous cloud is of no use to me. Su Lai looked at the endless poisonous cloud in his eyes, but gave a sneer, and silver light flashed in his eyes. Immediately, the phantom of the ancient dragon manifested by Dragon Yan in the 3000 starry sky burst into immeasurable brilliance in an instant. At the same time, the actions of the ancient dragon phantom were like a mirror reenactment of Su Lai, rushing into the endless poisonous cloud with Su Lai. Boom, 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 the endless horrible power of Dao Huo constantly diffused out. In an instant, the poisonous mist that occupied half of the void instantly dissipated. What? The Northern Scorpion Dragon screamed in horror, and also shouted from his mouth, extremely painful. Obviously, he overestimated himself too much, and underestimated Dao Huo too much. How can it be? Seeing this scene, the expressions of the other 3 kings of the Scorpion Dragon clan underneath suddenly changed. They are very clear. The energy contained within the poisonous cloud of the Northern Scorpion Dragon King. It was his fusion of the Dragon King's body and the bloodline of the Scorpion Dragon royal family that just condensed it. Beast fire, and even pill fire, if you meet it. Even if it is not frozen out, it will at least be affected by it. And now, Su Lai's killer move was directly burned by Su Lai. No one thought of it. Su Lai's silver Taoist fire was so overbearing. So strong. Is this still Su Lai in charge? Even compared to the Northern King, the Su Lai commander at this moment gives me the feeling that he is even stronger. Is he really only a 7th order? Too frightening. At this moment, countless scorpion dragons were shocked. North King, let's go back and forth. Your attack, I'm next, now it's my turn. Su Lai smiled. His eyes were cold. Behind it, the phantom of the ancient dragon manifested by the 3000 starry Dragon Yan, seems to be transformed into a substance. In a shocking posture, the void manifested. The next moment, the half of the void occupied by Su Lai, from afar, it seemed that a real ancient dragon had appeared, filled with silver fire. The terrifying ancient dragon seemed to swallow the Northern Scorpion Dragon King. Don't think about it. At this moment, the Northern Scorpion Dragon King was shocked and quickly revolved the Dragon King's body. But useless. 3000 starry sky Long Yan, originally known as the fire of the ancient dragon, how can the blood of the Scorpion Dragon beat the ancient dragon? Wow, Scorpion Dragon and Gulong duel, it is obvious that Su Lai has the upper hand. Dao Huolongyan combined with the power of the ancient dragon bloodline can be called terrifying. Even the Northern Scorpion Dragon King, who has the power of the 8th rank venerable, can't stop it. He spit out blood suddenly. This moment, the breath of the Northern Scorpion Dragon King was actually sluggish for a long time, his face was extremely pale, and he flew out. He can't imagine. His own Dragon King body and Scorpion Dragon bloodline were directly maimed by Su Lai. Obviously, the battle between Su Lai and the Northern Scorpion Dragon King has already come to fruition. Northern Scorpion Dragon King, lose. At this point, Su Lai has completed the battle with the 7th rank and won the battle. I lost. I actually lost. I lost to Tier 7. Until now, the Northern Scorpion Dragon King was still in a dream, unbelievable. Not even him. As the other 3 kings of the Scorpion Dragon clan, they all felt hot on their faces. It can be said, in today's battle, Su Lai's Dao fire broke out, and he crushed all the pride of the Northern Scorpion Dragon King in one fell swoop. How can the gap be so big? At this moment, the other 3 kings of the Scorpion Dragon clan felt bitter, thinking that he almost chose to fight Su Lai, and was even more afraid. Looking at the gaze of the Northern Scorpion Dragon King, there was a hint of sympathy. It's not that the Northern King is too weak, but that Su Lai is too strong. I'm afraid I won't be able to ask for a good one after facing his fire. Among the distant crowd, wow, there was an uproar in an instant, all the Exilong people boiled. 7th tier versus 8th tier, the Northern King who is in charge of the warlord, with the body of the Dragon King, can't help Su Lai to command and be maimed by him. Commander Su Lai, how strong is he? The Scorpion Dragons took a cold breath, and this thought quietly emerged from each of them. A moment ago, they are still complaining about Su Lai, and they have gotten into the Danyi Holy Land and brought disaster to the Scorpion Dragon clan. Then a moment, Su Lai directly defeated a king of the Scorpion Dragon clan in a shocking and inexplicable posture. It was like a loud slap, slapped on their faces fiercely. All of them, the Scorpion Dragon tribe, would like to dig a hole in, and the clown turned out to be themselves. Undoubtedly, with the strength shown by Su Lai, they don't need the help of their Scorpion Dragons at all. In vain, they have been ridiculing Su Lai's way people for the past 2 days. This slap today, it was finally to wake them up and realize the reality. To this, so the Exilong people also reacted, looking at the proud figure in the void. The Scorpion Dragon clan people sucked in cold air. This thought quietly emerged from everyone's heart. Such strength. Zhongzhou is so big, where can't you tolerate him? There is no need for the Scorpion Dragon clan to be a backer, because he can be his own backer. The position of the true Phoenix clan. Great. The 2 venerables who came with Feng Shan'er took a deep look at Su Lai and whispered, who is reversible, the power of Daohuo. The king of the Scorpion Dragon clan, he didn't lose unjustly. If his previous impression of Su Lai was his appreciation of the younger generations of the monster race. So now, it is to put Su Lai on an equal position, and to respect and recognize his strength. That's right, in today's battle, Su Lai has already conquered him with strength. This statement came out. Another venerable true Phoenix clan, his gaze also fell on Su Lai, agreeing with the words of the old friend. As for Feng Shan'er, looking at Su Lai above the void, her beautiful eyes continued, and she was speechless for a long time. Now, above the void, Su Lai is like an okay person, with no joy or sorrow in his expression, only a force of burning the sky and destroying the earth radiates from his body. The Northern Scorpion Dragon King was even more frightened and did not dare to look at him again. How many people, are there still a war? Su Lai's eyes were calm, like the eyes of a changing starry sky, sweeping over the other 3 kings of the Scorpion Dragon clan who had never taken a shot, whispering. Suddenly, there was a dead silence in the field. The other 3 kings of the Scorpion Dragon clan were silent, and none of them challenged. They have to admit it too. At this moment, Su Lai was so powerful, and Daohuo restrained them, no king dared to fight against them. After all, the tragic situation of the Northern Scorpion Dragon King can still be vividly remembered. Su Lai's Daohuo, it was far more terrifying than they thought, and it was more to suppress them than they thought. This kind of suppression is a full range of crushing. Such as the ancient dragon pressing the Scorpion Dragon. Just like Daohuo naturally restrained their poisonous attributes. Upon seeing this, Su Lai's pupils seemed to be filled with endless silver fire, very powerful. In that case, I don't know if I am now qualified to become the 5th king of the Scorpion Dragon clan. Smell this. Including the Northern Scorpion King, the 4 kings of the Scorpion Dragon clan were silent for a moment, and finally said in a low voice, "The winner is king. This new throne is yours." When the words of the 4 kings of the Scorpion Dragon clan came far away and spread outside the palace of the 4 kings, unsurprisingly, it caused an uproar from the Scorpion Dragon clan. This moment, they finally understood that Su Lai's battle with the Northern Scorpion Dragon King turned out to have such a relationship. But at this time, in the uproar of the Scorpion Dragon tribe, the previous resistance to Su Lai was gone. Instead, it was full of various sighs. Because, today, they have witnessed a legendary battle that can be recorded in the history of the Scorpion Dragon clan. Tier 7 is king. Su Lai proved his qualifications with his strength. Although he was in the 7th Order realm, he possessed the powerful combat power to truly crush the 8th Order Scorpion Dragon King. He does have the qualifications to become the 5th king of the Scorpion Dragon clan. Congratulations to King Lai for being the 5th king of our clan. We have seen King Lai. We have seen King Lai. Almost instantly, all the Scorpion Dragon tribesmen, Chi bowed to Su Lai and congratulated him. And this shout of King Lai completely affirmed his status. Because Su Lai at this time has enough strength to prove that he can become the 5th king of the Scorpion Dragon clan. King Lai. When this title comes out, it means that in the Scorpion Dragon clan, Su Lai is no longer just a leader. It's a giant that truly ranks alongside the 4 kings of the Scorpion Dragon. It's amazing. Commanded by Su Lai, this time he really succeeded in becoming the king. Below, looking at the figure in the congratulatory voice, the leaders of the Exilong clan were also a little moved at this time, and finally sighed. Thinking back to the beginning. When Su Lai first entered the core member of the Scorpion Dragon clan, he was just a small leader. Ranked 8th, at the bottom. However, this time, when the other party came back, he directly surpassed all of them and became king. Regarding this situation, they also sighed. Before you know it, they actually witnessed Su Lai's rise step by step, and finally became their king. Thought of this, the leaders also gradually recovered and looked at Capricorn, who first helped Su Lai. 5th, you were really good enough to hide. For this statement, Capricorn is also a little embarrassed, and sneered. I know about King Lai's awakening of the blood of the Scorpion Dragon royal family, but I didn't expect that he will succeed in becoming the king. Like he said, if he knew that Su Lai had succeeded in becoming king, he would not be able to watch the play neutrally, and he would be willing to kneel and lick him. To know, the supremacy of a king will inevitably lead to a change in the pattern of the Scorpio domain. After all, in the Scorpio domain, the power of the Scorpion Dragon King is too powerful, even enough to determine the resources obtained by their leaders. When Su Lai Wei returned, they did not speak coldly about it, and now they can't help but worry about it. For a time, their faces were embarrassed. If they could meet them at first, Su Lai would have come this far. They didn't dare to give up the idea of surrendering Su Lai after killing them. It's better now, not to mention that Su Lai was offended to death, but at least, the relationship between himself and the new king would not be much better. See you. Su Lai was appointed the king this time, not because he broke through the 8th rank, he was appointed the king naturally. Instead, rely on your own strength to become a strong king. Even the Northern Scorpion Dragon King was defeated by him, and if nothing else, the other 3 Scorpion Dragon Kings were the same. So, although Su Lai is only the 5th king, its strength is enough to make it the last king with the right to speak. Hey, I hope King Lai won't care about me. ... King Lai. See Su Lai successfully crowned the king. Feng Shan'er shook his head, with a wonderful expression on her face. Perhaps, even Danyi Holy Land can't even think of it. This time they spoke on behalf of the Danha Zhang family. Not only did they fail to force the Scorpion Dragon clan to hand over Su Lai, but they also gave him a ride to help the Wei clan go straight to Qingyan and become a real Scorpion Dragon King, right? Feng Shan'er is not hard to imagine. Since then, the Scorpion Dragon clan will never give up the idea of surrendering Su Lai. She doesn't even need her true Phoenix clan to stand in line. After all, a Scorpion Dragon commander may not have a high weight, but a Scorpion Dragon King is definitely the face of their 9 royal families. The king must not be insulted. Think about it. Even though Feng Shan'er's mental state cultivation was already extremely tough, she still couldn't help feeling a trance at this moment. Suddenly recalled what Su Lai said to her before. No wonder this guy dared to let go of this rhetoric. I will borrow this knife from the scorpion dragon. This moment, Feng Shan'er finally understood that Su Lai was not joking with her, but really had such confidence. And behind Feng Shan'er, the two venerables of the true Phoenix clan who came with her couldn't help feeling a little at this moment. 7th ranked king. Such a young king with real strength can be regarded as the first time since the establishment of the Nine royal family. Don't say it is the Nine royal family, it is the overlord of their true Phoenix family. I can't find a existence like Su Lai. But when they were envious of Su Lai's 7th order kingship, they were also secretly frightened by Su Lai's amazing strength. It's only tier 7 now. Being able to confront the Scorpion Dragon King in the clan and gain the absolute upper hand, this kind of talent is really amazing. This son's future, the achievements are limitless. Originally, they only thought that Su Lai would become a hero in the future, but now, they still feel that Su Lai is underestimated. At this time, they really can't see through Su Lai's future. After all, the 7th tier entrusted king broke the Yaozu record, and this battle alone was enough to make Su Lai stand on an equal footing with them. As for the Japanese breakthrough to the 8th level, who else can compete with the first within the same level? Even, what about tier 9 above tier 8? Cultivating to their age, who is not an old man. Su Lai's ability to refine Dao Huo means that his physique is not a single poison attribute of the Scorpion Dragon clan. It's a variant physique similar to Feng Shan'er. Poison and fire variant physique attributes. Just imagine, when the mutated physique, plus the blood of the Scorpion Dragon royal family, plus Dao Huo. With all the advantages, if Su Lai is good fortune, if you fight it, in the future, it may not be able to hit the 9th tier. Tier 9, that is the existence of the great sage of the monster race. Just thinking about it, these two venerables of the true Phoenix clan were short of breath. Suddenly, they glanced at Feng Shan'er by their side, and then glanced at each other, a strange smile flashed in their eyes. Shan'er's age, seems like it's time to find a home. And this Nizi is arrogant and has a very high vision, but with Su Lai's ability, she is a perfect match for her. Looking at each other, suddenly a thought came out of the hearts of these two old men at the same time. Immediately, the corners of the two of them couldn't help but smile like an old fox. They suddenly felt, after this trip, it seems that there is a more important task than to welcome back the ancient golden phoenix relic. Now, Su Lai naturally didn't know what the venerables of the Zhenwang clan thought. After the successful appointment of the king, he also mentioned the old thing again. The 4 kings summoned me from the Wei people this time, if I remember correctly. It's because of my extermination of the Zhang family. I want to discuss how to calm down the anger of Danyi Holy Land and protect the peace of the Scorpion Dragon clan. Speaking of which, Su Lai paused deliberately before saying, I don't know if I still need to hand over this king. This statement came out. The complexion of the 4 kings of the Scorpion Dragon clan was also slightly unnatural. However, as kings, once they have decided to crown Su Lai as king, they will quickly recognize Su Lai's position. Dang Yi said loudly, I will apologize to King Lai for the wrong decision I made before. Also hope that King Lai don't take it to heart. Look at each other. The 4 kings of the Scorpion Dragon clan even directly stated their position. As the King Lai is the king of our clan, we should do our best to help. If Danyi Holy Land wants to fight, then fight. As the king of the Scorpion Dragon clan, they naturally know the rules between the various forces in Central State. To know, Zhongzhou has a vast territory, and within the territory, there are various forces. Terra has a sect, a holy land. The monster clan has a royal clan, and a domineering clan. However, the human race and the monster race are actually not harmonious, and each other will fight due to various factors from time to time. For this kind of struggle, the parties have not stopped. However, there is a rule, that is, the struggle between the forces, the existence of the great sage level, cannot take it personally. They can only fight for the Holy Land themselves. After all, the battle at the venerable level can also be said to be within the tolerance range. But if it is to rise to the great sage's rank on the great sage's level, the impact will be more serious. Once who loses, together, it will be the destruction of the entire force, and even the destruction of the entire race. So, As long as it is not a life or death feud, among the various forces, whether it is the Holy Land or the Overlord, the existence of the Great Sage level will never make a move. Put aside the existence of the Great Sage. The Scorpion Dragon tribe's combat power at the Venerable level may not be as much as Danyi Holy Land, but it is definitely not really afraid of them. Before, they didn't want to go to war with Danyi Holy Land because of Su Lai, because one commander didn't have enough weight. Now, Su Lai is the 7th ranked king, and the weight is completely different. Boom, boom. Following the expression of the 4 kings of the Scorpion Dragon tribe, the majestic voice spread, and for a while, countless Scorpion dragons immediately echoed. If Danyi Holy Land wants to fight, then fight. That mighty gesture, extremely spectacular. Looking at the scene of fearless fighting against Danyi Holy Land in the Exilong clan, Xiao Yaoshan also took a deep breath. From beginning to end, she didn't say a word. Even if Su Lai succeeded in a battle and was crowned the king with the strength of Tier 7, she didn't say a word. After all, her relationship with Su Lai is average. Whether Su Lai is strong or weak, it has nothing to do with her. On the contrary, here is the Scorpion Dragon clan, the home base of poisonous beasts. Xiao Yaoshan is very clear. His own celestial poison is like a deadly poison to the entire Scorpion Dragon clan. So she has always tried to hide herself as much as possible, not wanting to cause unnecessary trouble. Therefore, don't look at her look at the moment, although it is still calm. But the slightly fluctuating breathing sound revealed the unrest in her heart. After this battle, Su Lai's power in the Scorpion Dragon clan is probably unmatched. Within the Scorpion Dragon clan, his general situation has been achieved. Think about it. Xiao Yaoshan's gaze couldn't help but looked at Su Lai twice. On Dao Huo, Tier 7 versus Tier 8. This is the level of war beyond the ranks, and win the battle. Such a miraculous feat, but it was Xiao Yaoshan who suddenly thought of someone. Xiao Fan. But compared to Xiao Fan, Su Lai in front of him seemed a bit more dazzling than him. Go to war with Danyi Holy Land. I remember, Xiao Fan's trip to Zhongzhou was for the Daohuo of Danyi Holy Land, right? Scorpio Domain, Scorpion Dragon. In the palace of the 4 kings of Su Lai, after a successful battle and the power of the 7th rank, the atmosphere of the entire Scorpion Dragon clan rose somewhat inexplicably. Until the next day, Danyi Holy Land once again spoke out openly. The sky-poisoned Scorpion Dragon beast is cruel, regardless of Danyi Holy Land and the well water of the Scorpion Dragon tribe, and does not violate the river water, forcibly annihilating the family members of the Danyi Holy Land Elder Pavilion. In this matter, the Exilong clan must give me Danyi Holy Land an explanation and hand over the murderer. Otherwise, I can't blame my Danyi Holy Land, and fight your Scorpion Dragon clan, to war. Once Danyi Holy Land uttered again, Zhongzhou shook again. Is this openly forcing the Exilong clan to make friends? The forces on all sides were shocked, and for a while, countless people were also concerned about the response of the Scorpion Dragon clan. Within the Scorpion Dragon clan. At this moment, the core members of the Scorpion Dragon clan gathered again. Regarding Danyi Holy Land's voice again, at this time, everyone's attitude was surprisingly consistent. Whether it is the Scorpion Dragon King or the 7 commanders, there is only one answer. There is nothing to say. It is absolutely impossible to hand over King Lai. If he Danyi Holy Land wants to fight, then just fight. As soon as this statement was made, no one opposed it. 7th ranked king, Su Lai's strength, as well as his potential, have all been thoroughly proved. The position of the king of the Dragon clan is well deserved. No matter from which point of view, they will never hand over Su Lai. Therefore, while the outside world is waiting for the response from the Scorpion Dragon clan, the latter also did not flinch at all, and openly responded to Danyi Holy Land, my Scorpion Dragon clan, stay with me to the end. If you want to fight, then fight. No doubt. As soon as the Scorpion Dragon clan responded, it immediately caused great waves on the entire land of Zhongzhou. As far as they know, it is only a small leader of the Scorpion Dragon clan who exterminated the Danhazhong family. For a leader, the Exilong clan is so tough, even at war with Danyi Holy Land. To know, for nearly 1,000 years, such wars have rarely erupted in Zhongzhou. Although the battles and frictions between the human race and the monster race have never been interrupted, the direct declaration of war involving the power of the Holy Land has not appeared for a long time. No one thought of it. A grievance between the elders of Dany Holy Land and the leader of the Exilong clan. It was possible to escalate the situation to a declaration of war between the two forces. How incredible is this? However, not waiting for them to recover from the strength of the Scorpion Dragon tribe, and then another message from the Scorpion Dragon tribe. The 8th leader of the Scorpion Dragon clan, he succeeded in a battle, was crowned the 5th king of the Scorpion Dragon clan. King Lai, such news, in the past, said it was big or not, and it was not small. But, the timing of its appearance at this moment is somewhat unusual. After some inquiries, they learned that the 5th king of the Scorpion Dragon clan was the Queen of Su Lai. All of them finally realized. I see. It's no wonder that the Scorpion Dragon clan is so strong this time, and even if they don't hesitate to fight against the Dany Holy Land, they have to stay with them to the end. It turns out that it was the leader of the Scorpion Dragon who exterminated the Zhang family. He has become the 5th king of the Scorpion Dragon. No wonder the Scorpion Dragon clan is reluctant to make someone. To know, the leader of the Demon clan is only 7th level at most, but a Demon King is a real 8th level existence. In this era when the Great Sage is not easy to get out of, the 8th rank is the real top powerhouse. Even if it is a powerful force such as a Holy Land, facing the battle power of the 8th rank, it must be treated politely. It's no wonder that the new Scorpion Dragons are not willing to hand them over. Undoubtedly, under the weight of a Scorpion Dragon King, even Pil 1 Holy Land needs to be weighed. Su Lai's name is in the limelight for a while. However, just when everyone thought that Dany Holy Land would choose to give up speaking for Dan Fire Zhang family again, the attitude of Dany Holy Land surpassed everyone's expectations. That is, Dany Holy Land, declare war on the Scorpion Dragon. ... Dany Holy Land is still determined to fight. There was an uproar in everyone's hearts, which was unbelievable. Anyway, as far as Dany Holy Land is concerned, the exterminated Danha Zhang family is just one of the former members of the Elders' Pavilion. In recent years, the Zhang family has declined even more, and even the elder seat has been lost. It is obviously not too wise to make such a big fight for the Zhang family, which has no elder's seat. A discerning person knows at a glance that the status of the two is obviously not equal. Could it be this Dan Huo Zhang family? As far as Dan 1 Holy Land is concerned, is there anything hidden in it? Able to be in Zhongzhou and come this far, people of all forces obviously have empty eyelashes. Where can they not see? Dany Sacred Land has spoken for the Zhang family several times in a row, and it must have its purpose, and it is absolutely impossible to really want to avenge them. After all, for a declining Zhang family, go to fight to the end with the Exilong clan, one of the 9 kings. This is not in our own interests at all. Just imagine. It is an established fact that the Zhang family has been annihilated, and it is also a fact that the Scorpion Dragon tribe has become a new king. For a decimated alchemy family, choosing to fight to the end with the entire Demon clan royal family, even if it is possible to pay a lot of money, it is not impossible to die a few venerables. Paying such a large price for a family that was destroyed, what did they do? Obviously, there must be secrets in it that they don't know. For a time, the entire Zhongzhou land was plunged into turmoil because of the battle between Dany Holy Land and the Scorpion Dragon clan. Scorpio Domain, Scorpion Dragon clan, Lai Palace. Su Lai didn't care about the shock of the outside world, and even the entire Zhongzhou. Although, he was the direct fuse of the war between the two major forces. Dany Holy Land insists on going to war. Its purpose. Su Lai knows better than anyone. At first glance, Dany Holy Land seems to be due to the extermination of Danha Zhang's clan, so the Scorpion Dragon clan should give an explanation. But in fact, Su Lai knew that their main purpose was the 3,000 starry sky dragon flames in his hand. It is clear, the Zhang family, who was kicked out of the elder's seat and has been annihilated, is not worthy of Dany's Holy Land and revenge for it. Investigate the reason that forced Dany Holy Land to start a war between the two major forces. In fact, it was the 3,000 starry sky dragon flames that had been refined by Su Lai. The reason is simple. Dao Huo, how could it be easily promised to others, especially the Zhang family was annihilated, and their enemies in Danyi Holy Land were beaten in the face. Even if it's just a fire, it's impossible. As for how Danyi's sacred land knew about the 3,000 starry sky Long Yan, it fell into Su Lai's hands. It's not hard to guess. Although Su Lai handled it relatively cleanly, not only did the Zhang family annihilate the clan, but also destroyed their ancient altar in the forbidden area. But 3,000 starry sky Long Yan's Subhuo will not disappear for no reason. They must have gone to survey the ancient altar of the forbidden area and discovered that Long Yan's Zaihuo was missing. The only object of suspicion was who else but him. Think about it. Su Lai's eyes narrowed immediately. Hee, Danyi Holy Land, if you want to go to war, go to war. It just so happens that I am also very interested in the complete Dragon Fire Origin Daohuo in your hands. Exclamation mark. This is the most terrifying flame between heaven and earth. For anyone, it is absolutely great fortune. And 3,000 starry sky Long Yan, even more so. Su Lai can't give up. This is not only because it is ranked 9th on the Daohuo list, but also because it is the fire of the ancient dragon. To know, it is also the blood of the Scorpion Dragon royal family. However, Su Lai relied on refining a sub-fire, so that his thin ancient dragon bloodline improved step by step. In the end, Su Lai relied on that small part of the ancient dragon bloodline to crush the Scorpion Dragon bloodline of the 4 kings of the Scorpion Dragon clan. This is just a fire. As you can imagine, the complete 3,000 starry sky Long Yan is so tempting to Su Lai, who contains the blood of the ancient dragon. It can be said, only by thoroughly obtaining the complete 3,000 starry sky dragon flame, Su Lai's Scorpion Dragon bloodline, can he truly transform into the ancient dragon bloodline. The bloodline of the Scorpion Dragon royal family, although in the Monster Beast family, belongs to the bloodline of the upper Monster Beast. But, with the gradual increase in Su Lai's strength, the potential of the Scorpion Dragon royal bloodline is gradually being tapped. Su Lai knows, when he truly stepped into the 8th Order realm, I am afraid that the bloodline of the Scorpion Dragon royal family will help him to a minimum. After all, no matter how it is of royal blood, no matter how mysterious it is. After all, it is not as good as the real ancient dragon bloodline. So, Su Lai must get his own Scorpion Dragon bloodline and successfully transform into an ancient dragon bloodline. Only that, he was able to get the opportunity to step by step, and then to pursue that higher realm. For example, the realm of the 9th Order. This is Su Lai's ambition that has always been hidden deep in his heart. Until he completely refines the complete Dragon Yan's original source of Daohuo, this sky realm will allow him to gallop, no one can stop it. At that time, even if it is the top-ranking overlord behind the Scorpion Dragon clan, the Gulong clan, Su Lai is not afraid. Of course, in addition to this, there is the most critical point. That is, 3,000 starry sky Long Yan is also one of the great opportunities for Xiao Fan, the protagonist in the book, to rise against the sky. Therefore, whether it is to snipe the protagonist Xiao Fan, or to fight for Xiao Fan's future opportunity to prove the emperor, Su Lai has no reason to give up. Even if he knew very well, 3,000 starry sky Long Yan was in the hands of Danyi Holy Land. It is impossible to give up. ... Pity. Although I have fire attributes, and Dao fire is in my hands, I am not a pharmacist, and I cannot participate in the sacred scriptures of the Nadan Society. Su Lai narrowed her eyes, looked into the distance, and whispered softly. Want to compete for 3,000 starry sky Long Yan? The best way is to participate in the Pill Meeting Sacred Scriptures of the First Pill Sacred Place. As long as you are in the top 10 of the Pill Meeting Sacred Scriptures, you are eligible to refine Daohuo. That's right, as long as you are a pharmacist, you only need to win the top 10 of the Pill Club. Then they can have the qualifications to conquer the dragon flame of 3,000 stars, and they won't suffer revenge from Danyi Holy Land. Because, in Danyi Holy Land, no one can refine this fire. Therefore, after weighing the pros and cons, they chose to publish their qualifications for refining Daohuo. Its purpose. I also hope to find someone who can refine the 3,000 starry sky Long Yan. But it's a pity, Su Lai is not a pharmacist, so he can't refining the 3,000 starry sky dragon flame through such a way. And this is the difference between the villain and the protagonist. According to the inertia of the plot, basically this kind of opportunity to refine Daohuo is for the protagonist. In fact, it is true. In the plot of the novel, the fight between the 3000 Starry Sky and Dragon Yan occupy a lot of scenes. In this battle, there is even no shortage of forces from all sides. But in the end, the protagonist is always the protagonist, with Goldfinger one after another, born under the noses of all forces. Refining the 3000 Starry Sky Dragon Yan staged a slap in the face. But, this time, since Su Lai is staring at 3000 Starry Sky Dragon Yan, it is impossible for the protagonist to have the opportunity to refine it. As a villain, what Su Lai has to do is to break this plot inertia. Advance everything. To some extent, because of the declaration of war on Danyi Holy Land, Su Lai has already rushed to the protagonist Xiao Fan and began to collide with Danyi Holy Land. So, right now is Su Lai's best opportunity. As long as Su Lai can rely on this earth-shattering battle to enter the Starry Sky enchantment sealed by Danyi Holy Land. So, Su Lai has a chance. You don't have to wait for the pill sacred scriptures in the plot to be one step ahead of the protagonist Xiao Fan. Have the opportunity to refining 3000 Starry Sky Long Yan. Ha ha, the thoughts in Su Lai's head kept turning. After a long time, I saw his star pupils change for a while, and there seemed to be big stars shattering. I don't know how long it took. Only then has it gradually turned into a deep evil. If this time a battle, I can't refine the complete 3000 Starry Sky Long Yan. Then, I'm fighting the Scorpion Dragon clan to annihilate the clan, and I will also hit your pill territory to shatter, and the ocean will flow for hundreds of millions of miles. I won't make you feel better at Danyi Holy Land. Obviously, if Danyi is a holy place to be acquainted, then Su Lai doesn't mind, let everyone retain some vitality, so that both sides won't lose out. But if the other party doesn't cooperate and will not follow, Su Lai, as the villain, will not be able to protect his own life, so how can he care about the flood behind him? 3000 Starry Sky Long Yan. Su Lai can't get it. He never minded showing the secret of proving Dao Chengdi, half-truth and half-truth, pushing Danyi Holy Land to the tip of those hidden emperors. Until then, even if Danyi Holy Land has great sage-level ancestors, it is absolutely impossible to resist the murderous intent of those emperors. In short, no one should think about it. After all, Su Lai was born as a villain. He is not like the second protagonist, he always plays salvation at every turn. He is a villain, and what he wants to do is to do something that destroys the world. Danyi Sacred Land declares war. Scorpion Dragon clan will accompany you to the end. Such news raged for a while and became a key topic of various forces in Zhongzhou. In contrast, in the face of such news, all the small frictions in the holy sites of the various parties were completely covered up, and even the waves could not be turned up. Even a lot of the thoughts of casual cultivators have come alive. One side is the holy land of the human race, and the other side is one of the 9 kings of the demon race. Now there is a good show. Hey, although Danyi Holy Land is a holy land, the Scorpion Dragon tribe is not easy to provoke. Don't forget, Pill 1 Holy Land holds the most grand and influential pill meeting sacred scripture in the medicine refining world every 10 years. Now that the pill meeting is imminent, they are going to declare war with the Scorpion Dragon clan. Maybe, this time the pill meeting will be delayed, or it may not even be held. There is no doubt that, as soon as these thoughts came out, many people felt uneasy. Regardless of the outcome of this battle, one thing will not change. That is, this level of struggle. Once they are involved, the consequences are very likely to be a fight between the gods and the mortals. Somewhere in the mountains in Zhongzhou, a young man in his early 20s, sitting cross-legged, looks ordinary, but his eyes are tough and he has a kind of high confidence. There is a mysterious and terrifying flame burning all over his body, transforming into a phantom green lotus. Obviously, this flame is a kind of Taoist fire. If Xiao Yaoshan were here, she would definitely be able to recognize that this young man was exactly the one she was waiting for. This young man is the real protagonist, Xiao Fan. At this moment, Xiao Fan had extremely strong aura, and he had obviously reached the 7th order realm of power. And he is now starting the furnace to refine alchemy. A crisp, humming sound, surging out. Condensation. In the flames of Qinglian's vision, Xiao Fan, whose eyes were closed, suddenly let out a low cry. The next moment, a pill about the size of Melongyan was successfully refined by Xiao Fan. This pill is black and red all over, with a rounded surface and very shiny. Successful. Seeing this pill, behind Xiao Fan, a soul body suddenly appeared, floating around, and it had appeared beside Xiao Fan. Fortunately not insulting one's life. Xiao Fan smiled slightly above his tired face. It's worthy of a 7th rank pill. Only a non-7 rank alchemy master can refine it, and the success rate may not be guaranteed. For this pill, I also spent a lot of effort, but luckily it succeeded. This seems to be saying that the 7th grade pill is extremely difficult to refine. But in fact, the meaning of Xiao Fan's words is not lacking in the meaning of showing off. The meaning seems to be telling the soul body around him, come and thank me. As predicted, Xiao Fan's words instantly aroused the gratitude of the soul body beside him. In short, I thank the little friend this time. Your business in the future will be my Lord Tianyi's business. It's done. The thanks from Venerable Tianyi was exactly what Xiao Fan had calculated in his heart. It is undoubtedly an extremely cost-effective thing for him to be able to recover his body as a price in exchange for the gratitude of a venerable one. Not to mention, during this period, he can also continue to borrow the opponent's strength for his use. If you pretend to be forceful, you will also be ranked. Then pretending to be compelling with people at a low level, undoubtedly the lowest level, and pretending to be at the same level, is only an intermediate level, satisfying one's vanity. These pretends were too low level for Xiao Fan. Only pretending to be forceful with someone a few levels higher than yourself is the highest state of pretending to be forceful. It is clear, Xiao Fan didn't do this kind of thing once or twice. Such thoughts passed quickly in his mind, but Xiao Fan had no different colors on the surface, and continued to the soul body of Venerable Tianyi. My God, everything is ready now, I only owe Dongfang. Xiao Fan suddenly said. As long as you get the essence of the 7th order monster and refine the body for the old man, the materials for the wheel of life and death will be complete. Little friend, the old man read you right. Don't worry, this kindness will never be forgotten by the old man. Hearing that Xiao Fan was preparing to refine his body, with the concentration of his Venerable Tianyi, I couldn't help feeling a little excited at this moment. As everyone knows, Xiao Fan also has his own abacus. I saw a bright light burst out of Xiao Fan's eyes. Between the old man and me, you don't have to be so polite. Talking, Xiao Fan changed his words and said, recently, I heard that Danyi Holy Land is going to fight the Scorpion Dragon clan, so we can just catch fish in troubled waters. Taking this opportunity, we may be able to obtain the essence of the 7th order monster bloodline effortlessly. Certainly, Xiao Fan still had some words, but he didn't fully say it. That is, he wants to take care of the affairs of Venerable Tianyi and eat his own rebate. The essence of the 7th order beast. Where is it not easy to pick? Just find anyone to call the door. Why choose the Sky Poison Dragon Beast? It's simple. If he doesn't choose the Scorpion Dragon Beast, how can he get the rebate? After all, Danyi Holy Land has the Daohuo he has in mind, and the Scorpion Dragon clan also has the magic core of the 7th order Scorpion Dragon Beast he needs. Now that the two forces are fighting, he has no reason not to fish in troubled waters. But before that, Xiao Fan knew very well that with his own strength at the beginning of the 7th rank, even if he counted all his whole cards, he couldn't have enough self-protection strength in the melee between the two forces. So, at the critical moment, he had to fight against the soul body of Venerable Tianyi. Soul body, isn't it just used to squeeze? It is a pity that Venerable Tianyi, who was immersed in the recovery of his body and resurrected in joy at this moment, did not realize this. Instead, he stroked his beard and smiled. Don't worry, the old man will definitely help you to get the essence of the 7th order Scorpion Dragon clan. Undoubtedly, even Su Lai didn't expect. This time Xiao Fan wanted to touch his fish in troubled water. To know, before, he tried his best to find Xiao Fan's trace, so he didn't hesitate to keep Xiaoyao Shanqiang by his side. In the end, before Xiao Fan could find him, he was found by Danyi Sacred Ground first. Now he has just declared war with Danyi Holy Land. Xiao Fan appeared, and still want to take advantage of the muddy water to touch him. Su Lai and the Scorpion Dragon Fish. Lai Palace, Training Room. Su Lai sat cross-legged quietly, his eyes closed tightly, and a gleam of blood flowed out of his body, and finally formed a battle technique that manifested behind him. This method. It is the blood warfare of the Scorpion Dragon clan, the Dragon King body. Before Su Lai had no time to practice this method, now he sits firmly as the 5th king of the Scorpion Dragon clan, and is also starting to practice this method. The key is, he is about to go to war with Danyi Holy Land, and such bloodline warfare is also a good method. When necessary, this method can also play some role. Boom! Su Lai suddenly heard a roar, blood rushing, forming a phantom dragon. If the 4 kings of the Scorpion Dragon clan were here, they would surely be able to find them. Su Lai's dragon phantom, compared to them, is closer to the form of an ancient dragon, and their dragon is more in the form of a scorpion dragon. But from this point, it is enough to see which is stronger and weaker. Laugh. At the moment when the Dragon King's body was completely forged, Su Lai felt that the blood of the Scorpion Dragon royal family in his body had reached an extreme. Blood warfare. In fact, it is the use of blood to the extreme. Su Lai thought a little, and realized in a blink of an eye, there was a silver dragon flame flashing in his eyes. Boom! Su Lai suddenly turned into the silver dragon flame in Su Lai's eyes, and burned blazingly above the dragon venerable shadow behind him. Evolve the magic of Daohuo, so that every piece of its armor is lifelike, and the dragon is mighty. Good. Su Lai felt the combination of Dragon Yan and Dragon King's body, and she was happy. Cultivated by this method, you can make full use of the power of 3000 Starry Sky Dragon Yan. Compared to the rough direct display of Long Yan before, it's a bit stronger. Furthermore, the 3000 Starry Sky Dragon Yan is known as the Undead Fire on the Daohuo list. Combining my Dragon Lord King body with it can also make the Dragon Lord's Phantom immortal. Before, the Northern Scorpion Dragon King who fought with Su Lai was smashed by Su Lai. And Su Lai doesn't have to worry about this problem at all. Because of the immortality of 3000 Starry Sky Dragon Yan, it can also be attached to its Dragon Venerable Shadow. As you can imagine, how powerful would the combination of Daohuo and bloodline warfare be? This Long Yan is worthy of the ancient dragon's fire. Thinking about it, Su Lai's thoughts moved, and the dragon phantom suddenly dissipated and turned into a starry sky, like a whale swallowed, sucked into Su Lai's body. Wait for the fire. The terrifying aura released on Su Lai seemed to burn the sky and boil the sea. It's hard to imagine, this is just a fire. It would be terrifying if Su Lai could refine the complete dragon flame Dao fire source and unify them. Outside world. Just after this, Su Lai's Dragon King body disappeared. Several gazes outside King Lai's palace also suddenly projected towards Su Lai's direction. This kind of fluctuation. It's Su Lai. Has he successfully practiced the bloodline warfare of the Scorpion Dragon King? Among these few eyes, there are the 4 kings of the Scorpion Dragon clan. They looked at Su Lai's direction with a little surprise, although Su Lai arranged a similar isolation method to his training room. But as the Demon King of the 8th stage, how keen on the power of space? The 4 kings of the Scorpion Dragon clan naturally still faintly noticed that the bloodline warfare will naturally be touched by the bloodline. Although they couldn't sense too clearly in just a moment. But I can still vaguely perceive the strange fluctuations in spiritual power that suddenly raged, then the power is stronger than us. Speaking of which, in the hearts of the 4 kings of the Scorpion Dragon clan, there are quite a few mixed flavors. With the strength of the 7th rank, the king was sealed in the first battle, and there was a peerless killer like Daohuo, but it just didn't break through the 8th rank. Just imagine, if Su Lai breaks through the 8th rank, everyone will gradually forget the fact that they were once crushed by the 7th rank. But Su Lai has always depended on not breaking through at the 7th level. The more curious and concerned about Su Lai's cultivation base, it will undoubtedly appear that the more useless they are, the more incompetent they are. As you can imagine, for them, this is not only extremely insulting, but also extremely harmful. What the hell is Su Lai thinking? Do you want to forcefully suppress and continue to accumulate? However, they quickly shook their heads and overturned this guess. No. With his current background, the accumulation is deep enough, and it doesn't make much sense to continue to suppress it. Being a venerable existence, the vision of the 4 kings of the Scorpion Dragon is naturally top-notch. How can you not tell that Sulai's delay in breaking through is definitely not to continue to accumulate? It's just why it makes them very puzzled. Following the 4 kings of the Scorpion Dragon. The other few gazes were those of the 2 great sages of the true Phoenix clan. Soon the 2 murmured in a low voice. This kid, it's really a freak. He was born in the Scorpion Dragon clan, but he looks more and more like the ancient Dragon clan. Thanks for watching, please like and subscribe.